Okay, so we just finished watching Doctor Who episode 2 of season 11, which is The Ghost Monument. And Jodie Whittaker still feels very much like David Tennant's Doctor to me.
Oh, okay.
You in agreement on that one, or?
Yes. Yes, her attitude is very similar.
She's very, um, she's confrontational, but in a friendly way. And she's very hopeful while not having any plan whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
Capaldi wasn't a touchy-feely doctor. Matt Smith was weird all the time. Tennant was very warm. Um, he could get really angry, but he was really warm at the same time. And Jodie seems to have that same kind of energy with her doctor.
And she's very much a pacifist.
Yes.
As well.
The anti-guns thing, that's ongoing through all doctors.
Yeah.
All doctors have that same I don't believe in guns. And I like that about Doctor Who, that it doesn't use violence to solve the issues going on. Even if people are being shot at, guns are not the answer. Which has gone on throughout the series. This wasn't invented for Jodie Whittaker. It's been going on for decades. This really felt like an old fashioned Doctor Who adventure.
Yeah.
I'm finding myself, though we're 2 episodes in, and I kind of want more stuff to happen.
I think though, when you said, when we were watching it and you said it felt like we were waiting for something to happen, I think that this episode was really getting to know the personalities of not just the Doctor but the 3 companions as well. You're getting to know their individual personalities. That was my thought. Because it was a lot of, this is how this person is reacting in this scenario. This is how their relationship is between these people. Things like that. I think this was more of a character building episode. Kind of like at the beginning of a book when you read a new book. At the beginning, there's a lot of like the backstory and getting to know your characters. So then when they go on the more exciting adventures, you already know this person and this is how they would react in this situation. We need to know the characters a little bit more. And so I think that's what this episode was more about.
I'm going to avoid spoilers in this because I know there are going to be a lot of people that haven't seen it yet. But it does tie in with the last episode. And it does feel like we have a brand new villain now. And that maybe there's going to be a season arc surrounding those villains and what they're doing. It feels that way.
Maybe, I guess. I didn't really think that, though.
And new showrunners, like when Moffat took over, he brought in the Silence, which were amazing. And then with the 9th and the 10th, it was basically Daleks and Cybermen. And I'm really glad we're not doing Daleks and Cybermen this year, because I think I'm all Cybermen and Daleked out. And I think the way that they had the Daleks in the last series was a perfect exit for them. I don't think they need to bring in Daleks again. I think we're good. Yeah, this series feels different. It really does to me feel like a reboot. This is a completely different series. If you've never watched Doctor Who, this is a good place to come in, because it is a completely different series. The similarities are, it's still the TARDIS. They do show, I guess this is a mild spoiler, the TARDIS is going to show up. They do show the new interior of the TARDIS.
Which they do change it each time.
But the interior of the TARDIS was always changed by the Doctor before.
Yeah.
This time it's just, the TARDIS remodeled itself. And I see that and I'm thinking, is this leading somewhere else?
But it could be like in previous seasons where the TARDIS had more personality than others. And the TARDIS is seen as like another character. The TARDIS has personality.
See, with Capaldi, they took that out.
Right.
Capaldi, they really didn't bother with that.
But maybe they're bringing that back. So maybe that's like the start of that.
Matt Smith had an unhealthy attraction to his TARDIS.
That's funny. That is funny.
the episode where the TARDIS's
Yes.
brain is in the woman, and Amy
Yeah.
said, "Oh God, did you wish really, really hard?" And it turned human. And so I guess there could be some of that. The TARDIS, the color's different.
Not
It's not.
super different though.
It's not that different, but it's a different color, and I think that's more of the showrunner saying, "All right, it's a new series. I'm a new showrunner. I'm going to change the way it looks." And that's standard. Each Doctor, the inside changes, but in this one's case, it's changed the outside. I thought when I heard that they were gonna upgrade the TARDIS, I thought maybe it wouldn't look like a police box anymore.
That would be crazy
It,
though.
it is, but they did it in the 80s. They did it in the 80s. It looked stupid because there was one episode where it was a piano. They're getting in and out of a piano, and I'm like, this is stupid. But that was because they fixed the chameleon circuit. Thankfully, they broke it again when they brought back the series in 2005, because they understood that getting rid of the police box was probably
Well,
not a good thing.
It's the iconic Doctor Who image.
Right.
Is the TARDIS. As
And
police
when they
box.
fixed
So
the
you
chameleon
can't
circuit,
really change that.
when they fixed the chameleon circuit in the 80s, he had no control over what it turned into. So they would arrive somewhere and be, I don't know why it's this item. It was silly, and I'm glad they're not doing that again, because I was kind of worried that maybe they'd be doing that or turning it into something else. I mean, the way that the TARDIS originally looks, which they show in certain episodes of the old series, it looks very similar to the police box, just kind of white and with a door, and there's no real shape to it. It's just a blob kind of thing sitting there, waiting to have a shape assigned to it. So, I don't know. I guess there was some tension in this one. This episode for me does not stand out. I don't think I'll be looking back at this episode and saying, "Man, that was a really big episode. I'm really glad I saw that," because that really taught me a lot about how robots will shoot you if you're on a desolate planet. And the planet's called Desolation in this, and there really isn't a whole lot with that. But again, they may come back to this for backstory.
And I don't know that they will.
I don't know. It reminded me of.
It was a character builder episode.
It reminded me of with again David Tennant with the Planet of the Dead, which was the one where he had the D'Souza the princess. I don't know, for his companion with the bus. The bus goes through the dimension, and there's those things that eat everything that's organic.
Right.
You got to get through first. And it felt like that episode. And Planet of the Dead, as much as I had a giant crush on his companion in that episode, it's not a very memorable episode. It's sort of there. I'm gonna track what my favorite episode to least favorite episode is and do a countdown on that. You can do that too. I know you remember every episode.
No.
That'll be fun. You'll enjoy that.
No,
I did it.
Enjoy that.
I did it I believe I did it at the end of the run Matt Smith had before Capaldi came on, that I went through and I graded every episode. And then, no, it may have been after the first season of Capaldi's. I haven't done it since then. So it would change a lot between then and now. This one, though, would not be high up. How did you feel about it?
No, but again, I think it was a character builder episode.
There's only 13 episodes in a season, so let's not do a whole bunch of character building for the first 5.
I know, but I would think that this was it, and then it'll get to... So, last week's was the, grab your attention, here's the new Doctor, watch our show. And then now this one's the...
She's a girl, deal with it. Yeah.
Here's our characters, get to know them, see their different personalities. Next one, we'll get to regular show.
We'll see.
That's my theory.
It does feel kind of like, I think the way they're going to do it is kind of a creature of the week kind of thing. But I think there will be the overarching storyline involving the villain from last week. I think we'll see him again. I think we'll see what was behind that whole hunt that they were doing in that first episode. I think that's going to come up again. And I think they'll hold the Doctor responsible for everything turned out because she screwed it up. So we'll see where it goes from here. But for me, I would give the episode a 7 out of 10.
See, and I wouldn't give it that high. I don't think it was bad, but it just wasn't that entertaining.
See, and to me, a 7 is, okay, would I watch it? Yes. Am I glad I watched it? Yeah, because I did learn some stuff, but it's not vital viewing, so I'm not going to put it at an 8 or
Right.
higher where I consider it to be really vital
Right.
to the show. The interesting part is we're also watching, because she didn't see Series 9, so I've been watching Series 9 with her as well, and I really enjoy Series 9. And if I compared, like, the episode that we watched today of Series 9 with this one, I would prefer the Series 9 one. Because that one just was, it was fun, and there's some tension to it. I mean, the lion thing that breathes
That
fire
was
was stupid.
weird.
But, if you can set aside the fact that the villain's kind of
Dumb.
dumb, then you can handle the rest of the episode, because the line was just sort of a machine to get you to the ending where he is confronting what he created. And that I felt coming out of that episode, I thought the real villain of this season is going to be her. I really had that feeling. I was like, wow, he created the villain, he created the hybrid. So this feels different than that. This feels more like a reboot, definitely. So you'd give it a 6?
Yeah.
Okay. So there you go. It averages out to a 6.5. Um, we'll see what happens next week. I guess you're doing Rosa Parks next week.
Yeah. No.
But how do you get aliens into the Rosa Parks storyline?
I don't know. They
Is it an
put
alien
aliens
bus?
into all sorts of other
Did aliens have to
storylines,
ride
so-
in the back of the bus too? So,
Shannon.
well, no, no. That's an honest question. Are they going to change it now that there were aliens
No,
involved?
I
in
doubt
that?
it. I doubt it. But there's been a lot of other historical people that have been in Doctor Who episodes before.
I've never been a
Queen
big fan.
Victoria was the only one that I thought was really weird.
Victoria was hilarious
That would
because she was married to the
weird.
doctor. That was hilarious.
was weird.
And he was yelling at the bunny, and then he realized it was just a bunny rabbit.
They've done a lot of other historical people.
But
though.
see, my issue with it is this: I'm probably the only one that didn't like the Van Gogh episode.
I know.
I did not enjoy the Van Gogh episode. I love the exploding TARDIS. I love that painting. It's fantastic. But I didn't really enjoy the episode. And I didn't enjoy the Shakespeare episode they had.
That one was weird.
What's his face that wrote I'm thinking back to season 1 now, where they had the ghosts and they had before
Yes, the Christmas Carol one.
yeah, and that's what I was gonna say with
Dickens.
Scrooge Dickens. Yeah, they had Charles Dickens.
Yeah.
That one I wasn't a huge fan of either. And so I'm nervous when they bring in historical figures because it kind of takes me out of it. But we'll see. So still on board with the new Doctor. Still on board with the new Doctor Who. It is a completely different series. It's filmed completely differently. The decisions of how they edited everything together is different than on the old series. It feels a lot like the first series, the way they're filming it.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of it reminds me of Chris Eccleston's run, the way that they're filming some of the chase scenes. It feels sort of like that. But the out of focus that they're using on some of these scenes too, that's completely different. Where the scene starts out of focus and it ends in focus, that's a little different than the way they would have done it last year. Special effects are still high quality compared to where the series started out, but I thought there was one scene where they showed the spaceship crashing, and that looked fake to me. I thought, wow, that looks like series 1 kind of fake. But again, it's hard to film a ship crashing in the desert and CGI that in and have it all match colors, so I can get that. But yeah, so there you go. Let me know if you watched it, what you thought in the comment section below, as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through, you just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'll talk to you again soon.